Look, there's just one fact in this world that you need to know, and you need to abide by. It is that I, NBZ, am the Alpha and the Omega, so all these Groudon Kyogres go and think they own the motherfucking Greek alphabet. No, thank you! That's my job. And that is what I'm employed to do. So, we have an UBAHS battle here today against TheRhoxShifter from Twitter. As you can see, a bit of thematicness going on, because it is, of course, the 3rd gen legendaries. One being used on either side. We've both got weather teams. I'm running rain, he's running sun. Although not really, because, I don't know, UBAHS is one of those things where you see Groudon and Kyogre so much that saying it's a weather team isn't really a thing. It's just, hey, I'm using a common UBAH because it's good and I like it. So anyway, I lead off with Kyogre as he leads off with Groudon. By the way, this battle took place 2 days before that news came out, so this is literal coincidence. It just so happened that I had this game, and hey, it works out because it's a pretty good one. So, unfortunately, the sun is going to go up because Groudon's slower than me, and therefore, by outslowing me, gets the weather advantage. But I'm going to stay in and go for Water Spout regardless. Number 1, because I'm Specs, and number 2, because I know that that will kill Groudon if he wants to stay in and try and do some weirdness, which I'm not really sure about. Unfortunately, it goes into Giratina, which is a resistant, as well as being in the sun, so everything's reduced. It's horrible, it's nasty, it's bad, and I need to switch. So, the best thing he can do to me is really go for the Willow. He can try and Dragon Tail, but if I go into Klefki, then I avoid that, and he's most likely running Rest Hawk as well, because that's just how Giratina normal form works. Klefki honestly doesn't mind being Will-O-Wisp, because the main job of this set is a dual screen one. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to throw some spikes out there, just get it going, because I don't want to get my dual screens up too early. I just want to, pace myself a little bit. But in comes Groudon. I'm thinking, alright, what I could do here is, instead of trying to set up all over it, I'm going to go into my Gyarados, get an Intimidate, and he may go for the Earthquake, and in the off chance he doesn't, he goes for something else, then, I can still probably take it. And if he also sets up Stealth Rocks, that's another thing. Sets up Rocks, I can come in before Rocks and get my Gyarados healthy. But he ends up going for Overheat, which is interesting. I'm not quite sure why that was the case. And now I think he's going to go for the Stealth Rock. So I think, instead of trying to set up on this Groudon, because I know it's going to come back in later and put the sun up, and therefore make my Gyarados useless, I'm going to go back into Kyogre, try and get the weather advantage back up on my side, which it does, but he ends up Dragon Tailing there, and, well, we're back to Klefki versus Groudon, which, it was a decent place to start with, but went a bit of juggling, it's fine, we're back to here, and now I'm going to end up going for the Reflect, and he sets up Stealth Rocks then, so a little bit of misjudgment on my part, but it's fine. Now that Reflect is up, I can switch out and take any single hit. I'm not afraid of the Overheat because he's already used it. He's at -2 special attack, plus the rain is up, plus he's a Groudon, so he'll do hardly anything. If he goes for Earthquake, then I can dodge it with my Yveltal, and that, my friends, is exactly what happens. Dragon Tail is not going to phase me out because of the previous Intimidate I got on him. I can easily get up a substitute, have it not be broken, and be in a lovely damn position, and that, my friends, is exactly what happens. So he goes into Herman. I'm thinking Herman's a German. That's a place in London where you get sausages. It is a fantastic eatery, one might say. So if you're ever in London, you want some sausages, Herman's German. They're fantastic. Anyway, regardless, free substitute with the Yveltal. Fantastic news, because 1, I have Dark Stab, which is going to annihilate the Giratina, and 2, he doesn't really have anything he can phase me out with, because, of course, the Reflect is up, and the Dragon Tail from Giratina is not going to break the sub. He's in a horrible position, so he has to switch. He goes into Groudon, I guess trying to regain the weather advantage, though it doesn't matter, because does Yveltal even get Hurricane? Man, maybe it does. Oh, I've got to try that if it's a thing. But I'm not sure if it does. Maybe he was thinking that was the case. Dark Pulse is not taken well from him. Not at all. Groudon in a bad position. And still, he has not attacked my substitute. It seems like there's nothing he can really do until the Reflect wears off. He's not going to be able to get rid of it easily and not take a hit. So he ends up going to Arceus this turn, which, whoa, brother, that is a lot of damage. And I was thinking, wow, Yveltal's powerful. It ends up being a crit, which kind of dampens my resolve. I'm like, now Arceus is going to be a pain to kill, especially because I see lefties, which tells me, ladies and gentlemen, he's not running the standard Life Orb set, and he will have Recover, which sucks. It means that it's just going to be a bit of stalling on his part. He's waiting for Reflect to wear out, trying to maybe get a Swords Dance up in the process, but if he does go for that on this turn, then I will be able to lock him right down, because this Yveltal is, of course, running a Disable. So, though he boosts his attack 1 time. He will only get that opportunity until the disabling is gone away, and I'm kind of limiting him here. I'm trying to limit him as much as possible because I don't want Arceus setting up this early and ending up sweeping me. That would be a rather large disaster area. So I do have checks and balances to it. I have Genesect, which can come in, get special attack boost or an attack boost, and as long as Arceus is at a low enough HP amount, I'll be able to revenge kill it with that on the switch in. I can also go to Klefki to try and take the hit to the extreme speeds and you know, get off a Thunder Wave to incapacitate it somewhat, but it's going to be a bit of an effort, and the problem is with him being a recover set, it is hard for me to put him in a range where my Yveltal, once my Yveltal goes down, because I'm kind of sacrificing it at this point. I'm just waiting after Reflect wears out. I know he's going to attack me, and then, you know, basically just killing time. Killing time here. Ends up not being able to kill me with the +2. I think Reflect had gone by that point. And now he has to make the decision. Does he want to continue recovering? Does he want to waste time? Does he want to risk the critical hit perhaps happening on him again? And slowly every turn I'm gaining lefties back. Not that that matters hugely because Extreme Speed would one-shot me unless I was really at full health anyway. But he turns out to not do that. Decide, fine, get rid of Yveltal. Perfect, because he is now at a very revengeable range. So I'm going to go straight into my Genesect. It is the perfect opportunity to get off a hit, and I'm thinking, you know, I get the special attack boost on the switch in. All three of my special moves are the same base power, but what do I want more? What covers my bases the best in case he wants to switch? The answer is Ice Beam, because of course the Giratina can come in and take either of my other two moves, Thunderbolt and Flamethrower, both not going to be doing anything whatsoever. So Ice Beam is the choice. Ice Beam is the one that lands, and it does a really solid amount, but after the lefties and, you know, considering Spike's damage did a bit before it came in, it's gonna be a real tight squeeze. Will Ice Beam take down Giratina? It's going, but it doesn't quite. The smidgen defies me, and he gets off all that HP back up with the rest, which I'm okay with, because what it does is it means that Giratina becomes less reliable. When you're using Sleep Talk, it's very hard to, you know, get what you want done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into Klefki, take this opportunity, because number one, he can't hit me with the Will-O-Wisp, number two, he can't hit me with the Dragon Tail because I'm Fairy type, and I'm just in a great position no matter what. If he gets the rest, then wahoo, nothing, even less happens, right? So what I can do here is get up my Reflect again, and I'm looking at his team, I'm thinking, you know what, we're kind of around mid-game here. It's looking like I should be able to end up going for Xerneas, hopefully with, you know, screens behind me, get off the Geomancy, and be able to start sweeping. That's the plan of action here. That's what I'm looking to do. So, I get Reflect off, in comes Groudon. Now, I have one turn left, because I know after the burn and everything, even though I have Reflect up, I'm not living in Earthquake. So, I decided, instead of going for Light Screen, I'm going to go for Spikes. The reason I do this is because when I go for Geomancy with my Xerneas, I'm going to get an added +2 special defense anyway, and I would much rather have the bonus damage from the spikes to rack up on other Pokemon to help me get the kills later on. So, that's why I opted for that instead of going for the dual screens. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the big boy, big buddy, Mandler X Xerneas himself coming into the building. This is a threat. There are lots of things which check it in UBAHS. There are things which can potentially counter it, but if you are not carrying them, Xerneas, ladies and gentlemen, is horrendous to deal with. So I go for the Power Herb boosted Geomancy. I have the Reflect behind me. I have the, you know, special offense boost, and now all my offensive stats are going crazy. The bonus thing, the reason I knew I could set up on this Groudon, he is carrying Dragon Tail and not Roar. If this was a roaring Groudon, there is no way in hell I would have brought in Xerneas, simply because obviously all my boosts would be removed. So that's the reason, that's what's happened. He can't phase me out, and I am looking good to go. Because of the Reflect, Arceus can come in, it can try and extreme speed me, maybe get a crit, but it is not fortunate in doing so. As you can see, does nothing to Xerneas with that behind me, and he has no boost to him. He's not running Life Orb, so it's not very powerful to begin with. Moonblast takes him out, so Groudon down, Arceus down, Ho-Oh comes in. This is the one thing which can defy me, because I know, because of Ho-Oh's massive special offense, it's able to take a Thunderbolt even after +2. I get the Lucky Paralysis, not that it matters, because I'm going to be able to 2-hit KO anyway, go for the Moonblast and finish it off. Now, here's the thing. He really wants to get rid of Reflect, because the best way to take me out is to wait and stall out turns and wait for Reflect to go away. What he didn't do properly was save the Pokemon which would have been able to kill me after Reflect was gone. So you see he's already wasted his Arceus, which Extreme Speed could have done a lot to. He wasted his Ho-Oh, which could have killed me with a Brave Bird potentially from that HP after all of the Reflect had gone away. But no, instead Reflect wears off here, and the only Pokemon he have left is the Reshiram, which is going to die to Moonblast, and Giratina, which is going to die to Moonblast. So there was an opportunity there, you know. Even though Xerneas had the pressure, it had built up and it had, you know, boosted everything and was really ready to sweep and kill everything. If he had played it a little bit smarter, sacrificed things like Reshiram, Giratina, and Kangaskhan early, wasted those turns of Reflect, and then brought in Arceus, and then brought in Ho-Oh, despite the fact that he was really down on his luck and probably at that point wouldn't have pulled the game back because I had Gyarados and Kyogre left in my back pocket, Genesect as well, then, you know, at least it would have made it so that Xerneas wasn't completely unstoppable. But there you go. That's what happens. That is the power of Xerneas. Do not fucking underestimate this man. He's a danger to you all. He's the Walter White of the Pokemon world, and I would not cross him for fear of certain death. So that's going to be this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button down below. Let me know what you want in video. No, don't do that. Look, I'm the decider. I make the videos. I'm going to decide, because as I said, let's bring this full circle at the beginning of the video. I'm the Alpha and the Omega. I'm going to make the decisions here, and you're going to get what you're going to get, so you better bloody well like it. See you guys next time. Goodbye.